Hello, hi, welcome, and thank you so much for being here. I hope you're having a beautiful day, night, morning, middle of the night. We're gonna dive on in, get a little clarity on the overall energy, what would be helpful to know. I feel like I'm gonna probably structure this reading a little bit different as usual. Let's just go with the flow. We're gonna start with the tarot, but I feel like let's do that. Maybe clarify tarot with tarot. Should we go that deep? Yeah, let's do it. This reading is timeless. So whenever it finds you, it's the right time. See what resonates. Sometimes things resonate later. And if it just doesn't feel like your story, it's a message for somebody else. Always trust and use that divine inner guidance. It's in you. And try to make balanced decisions between logic and intuition so your decisions are sound, based in love, and for the highest and greatest good of everyone, so we're all uplifted in love. Let's begin. Let's start with this one. This is the Wanderer's Tarot. Let's see what God's source, Holy Spirit, Christ consciousness, our higher selves, angels, and energies of love have for the highest and greatest good of all. What is the most prominent energy that would be helpful for you to focus on right now, or the most prominent energy in you at the moment? What is the helpful focus of energy for the collective that's watching this reading right now? Please and thank you. Energy to know about is your focus right now is that you are shining, you are confident, you are creative, you are inspiring others, you're standing out, you're being noticed, your energy is very unusual. You have this amazing purple flower. It looks like it's actually part of your outfit around you. So you're blossoming, you're opening up. There's something really spiritual about your energy, but I like these hot pink fuchsia orchids behind you as well. So there's something that's, I'm getting a little flashy about you at the moment, but also delicate. Because I feel like the orchids need a delicate, green thumb in order to take care of them. You're in the dark, but I see that you are creating your own light. The Queen of Wands is fiery in nature. She's, I feel like she has a really cool personality. She's like a cool person to hang around with because her vibrant energy just is beautifully infectious, inspiring, enlightening, motivating. I'm kind of getting that she's motivating. So if this is not you, this is somebody prominent in your energy that you just really love being around. You love to spend time with this queen, whether it's masculine or feminine. This is also somebody that knows how to pursue when they need to. I feel like this is the queen that can run her own business, but then I just see like she wears the perfect outfit where she switches her coat, switches from her work shoes to her sassy boots, and then goes right out onto a date, or to a business meeting. It's kind of like, I don't know why I'm getting like layers of clothing that all kind of work together. I feel like some of you are going to do something where you have to go to work, or you have to do something, go shopping and all that, but there's something more inspiring or exciting, like something fun that you get to experience or are hoping to experience. I'm getting like later on in the evening, because it's nighttime there, and it's like you have to bring your backpack of clothes with you. Don't, not go because you think you have to go home and change. If you have to change in the bathroom, change in the bathroom. Bring a sassy coat or something, because I feel like whatever is planned for later, or maybe it's for some of you. I know this is a really weird message. I want to tell you that if you have like, maybe by the door, if you live in a city or something like that, like I want to say, have like a really cool, you feel good in outfit ready to go now. like maybe plan today and just kind of put something on, and that's your ready to go outfit in case that moment, that invitation shows up, you're ready to go. But I feel like some of you should have something in your car, right? Like ready to go. Because I feel like there's something you're gonna maybe want to talk yourself out of, and you shouldn't. Don't say because you don't have the right shoes, or you don't have your clothes with you, or you don't have time to run home and change, that you're not going to go. There's something that you're going to get as a spontaneous invite, and you definitely should go. And I feel like you should prepare for that now, and you're going to be very grateful and thankful that you listened to this part of the reading and you have that outfit just ready to go, because I feel like there's something important about somebody you're going to meet. I hear impression. You're going to make a positive impression. I kind of even see that arriving fashionably late, even if you're a little bit late, but you get there. It's like you walk in the room and everyone's like, ooh, who is that? You're definitely going to turn heads, if not one person's head. That's really important. And I feel like whatever happens there creates some kind of abundance in your life, or I'm just getting like more open doors of opportunity to come. I see the ... So there's something to be continued after that moment. I'm not really getting upside down Queen of Wands energy, especially because I pulled that with you. Maybe if you're the one walking in the room and you're turning everyone's head and somebody's having a conversation with someone else and they can't take eyes off of you, that might be a little bit of the upside down Queen of Wands energy to know about. You know, a little bit weird about you. Why is that person getting all the attention? But I feel like you walk up and you have a conversation, and all of a sudden you're turning that person's head too. Like you have, like if there's a couple and one of them is looking at you, you're going to win them both over, and they're going to both want to be like your besties. It's that kind of energy that I feel. That even gave me the goosies, guys. So don't overly focus on anyone that might feel a little off or throw a little shade. That's just their own reflection or, lack of confidence going on. I feel like you're the one gonna go in and even build that person's confidence up. And I feel like if somebody's in a situation, like I just see you winning everybody over. Like everybody kind of wants to be around you right now. Let's clarify what's going on with your energy. It's amazeballs. We're going to go to each tarot. Let's go to the traditional Rider-Waite and clarify what's going on with this Queen of Wands. Get a little deeper in your focus, or, what is an extra deeper focus to know about with this energy? And it can be a fire sign. It doesn't have to be. It's just that passionate, sparkly spirit kind of energy. It is possible somebody does have a lot of fire in their chart. I kind of see that this is somebody that has, I want to say a lot of fire in their chart, but they actually never did their birth chart to know that their Uranus, their Venus, their Pluto, all those extra planets are actually all in fire signs. And this person always just thought, I hear Pisces, thought they were a Pisces, thought they were a Taurus. But there's something in their personality that expresses the traits that are more along the lines of a fire sign. But it could also be that I keep seeing like a crowd or an event, some kind of gathering or restaurant or something like that, a party, a concert, even a meeting, if this has to do with work. Because I hear murmurs, like people talking all over, but you can't really pinpoint anybody's specific conversation other than whatever she is conversing about. But I feel that this might be somebody that maybe with their friend, they're one way, and maybe at work, they're one way. But this is somebody that when that crowd is there, another side of their personality comes out. I do feel like it's kind of shiny. And if this is a particular Queen of Wands that is very introverted, and that crowd feels a little uncomfortable to him or her, I still feel there's some kind of connection where she has the confidence to be like, yo, this place is a little weird. how about we take it outside? Or I know this nice little cafe, it's quiet, do you want to go? And that person is not hesitating going along with that Queen of Wands. I don't feel like if somebody was having fun at that party, they would rather have fun with her than stay at whatever that situation was. So let's see. What is that? It's like a, you know, where it's kind of like it, I don't want to say it's like a dating tactic or like a thing, but it is kind of where if you meet somebody when you're out and then you can take them to another location within the same night, there's something, I think subconsciously, where somebody feels like they've already had 2 dates with you, even though it's all in one night, and it builds rapport, or it makes you feel a little more comfortable with somebody than just meeting them, having that conversation and exchanging numbers, and then going home. I kind of feel like it might be business here, but there's something about being at one location and taking it to another location. So let's see. Clarify, Queen of Wands, please. What is something hopeful to know? I also want to show you this picture again of this queen. She's beautiful. She's also holding that orchid. What is a deeper message on the Queen of Wands? Nothing is flipping. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. The Queen of Wands is like a fairy tale. She's almost so unbelievable here with her energy. It's almost like somebody believes that she is better than a wish come true. I feel like this has to do with a situation where it feels like a beautiful, perfect, like the perfect day. Everything just kind of worked out. Even here, look at that lotus and that almost like a rainbow. It's almost the same energy. There's something protective and protected about this queen. This is the happily ever after. It's almost like she's too good to be true, and yet she is true and she is real. So this could be the queen also focused on family, but these are the people that you are around that vibrate happiness into your world. They feel like sunshine. This is also the reality of a situation that life isn't like a, you know, it's not a fairy tale, it's real. So this is the queen that can take even a rainy day or a weird situation and kind of flip that situation around to see how it could be beautiful. Because I feel like this is a queen that even if you went through a difficult time with, she's strong enough and confident enough to change a situation around and get through something together. Hold on, I'm gonna pause you. I just thought of a deck I wanna grab for this reading. Hold on. Let's continue. In my mind, when I was looking at this, I don't know why with that rainbow, I feel like there's a card in here. I didn't open it yet, but I feel like there's a card and there's like a rainbow or something on a refrigerator. But I kept seeing a refrigerator. Maybe there's something about food or eating, nutrition, but I feel like maybe it's something that has to do with a message or a business card, or I don't know. I actually see like art or something on a refrigerator. So we'll pull this, but let's dive deeper into this 10 of Cups. It's happiness. But it's taking that fairy tale into reality and merging them together. If it's upside down, it could be where somebody expected something to be a fairy tale and got disheartened when reality set in, because they were up there in La La Land and kind of like, what do they call that? Where you have like the honeymoon phase or the butterflies, where you kind of see the best light and everything is amazing, and you kind of fill in the gaps of something because you're imagining that big ending. this has to be a reality check. So I feel like there's something where there's a grounding energy that the actual reality, good or bad or weird, is indifferent, and it's actually better to have the experience with her no matter what it is than to not. And there's something about this queen, I hear proving, and I don't know why. Maybe somebody sort of dismissed her because she came across as too good to be true. So somebody assumed that that can't be real. And I feel like she shows somebody, maybe over time, since it's a 10, that it's better than that. It's even better than they put on a pedestal. Let's see. Let's go to something deeper. This is the top. So let's get another layer on the Queen of Wands and the 10 of Cups. Clarify why the 10 of Cups is coming in for the Queen. There's something about crossing over water, opening up your arms to receive, having this childlike playfulness in a situation. And I see like a little house with a hill. Is there something about a red roof? I don't know what that means. Is that a restaurant or something? Red roof? I don't know what that is. I feel like it's a business, or maybe there's something you know and it has a red roof. I know that's a very specific message, but maybe that's a sign. Something's coming in shortly after you notice a red roof. I feel like for some of you that might be just a synchronistic random message, one of those things that makes sense later when you see that red roof and you're like, I heard that in a reading, something's gonna happen. I'm kind of getting that. That's like a signal that something amazing is about to come through for you. That day is coming up soon. Get that outfit ready, you know? And I'm not even getting that it has to be fancy. It just has to feel like you. Like the fun you know? A fun outfit. Maybe it has to do with a red hat or red shoes. Something like that. What is another message on the 10 of Cups and the Queen of Wands? The 4 of Cups. Don't let that's that situation where somebody doesn't go out and have the outfit ready. Even if you don't have the outfit ready and you don't listen to that part of the reading, still go out. Because your personality, your ideas, your energy is going to outshine any outfit that you could possibly wear. That's just kind of like, now I see that red, that kind of like the cherry on top. It's not needed. It's just kind of cool if you have it. But this can be where somebody was complacent and bored. It's usually where the person, I have a glitter here. It's usually where the person is out there by the tree and they're not really looking in the right direction. This is where you are driving to work every single day, not really paying attention to the drive or really contemplating anything serious, and you miss that synchronistic message if you only just turned your head the other way. This is generally where the hand of God is coming out of the sky and saying, okay, you said you were a little bored, so you got to start to do something a little different. We're going to spice up your life a little bit. Here's your invitation. Here's a new situation. Here's a new person. Here's an idea. You have to take a sip of it and see how it feels. See how it lights up a situation that felt a little stuck before. I don't even know what this flower is. It looks like the orchid a little bit, but it looks like a little limp orchid, or like a bee or something. You see how it kind of looks like it's like sad, but there's something about these lights brightening up all of these cups. And a 4 is stability, but there's this circulating energy underneath the situation that is providing this circulation, almost like a fountain of light. So what feels like a spotlight? What is that shining on in your life? I feel like there is an underlying emotional situation. it actually looks like this fountain is pointing both up and down. And I don't know why I just thought of the difference between plants. I don't know the technical terms for it, but there is growth that goes down, like roots, underneath the surface in a situation, and they actually grow away from the light. And then there's the part that blossoms and grows up towards the light. But both, as above, so below, are important. So there's something about an underlying emotional situation that needs to come to light or needs to be noticed, or once you change direction, everything feels lighter. Everything feels brighter. It provides more and more light on opportunities in all directions in your life. But it's getting out of that wah-wah, not really inspired kind of energy. It's like you have to just plug yourself in. Luxury. Interesting. It could be somebody that is, it could be luxurious energy. Something that has to do with feeling really sassy, luxurious. I feel like it's not really overzealous. I don't know what that word means. I kind of want to look it up. I feel like this is somebody who doesn't have to prove anything. I'm getting that, like, even it's luxury here, even though it is cups, I'm kind of getting somebody that kind of wants to throw all the bling bling they have out there to impress, and I don't feel like it's going to impress somebody. I actually get that message, you never know who you're talking to, because I kind of feel like somebody that you are going to make an impression on doesn't show any signs, I want to say, of their wealth or of their importance or of their intelligence or something about them where it's that don't judge a book by a cover that I'm kind of getting through this card right now. I'm also seeing that maybe it's about one piece. I don't know what that means. Like one key thing that is a little luxurious that makes you feel good, but it's not a gaudy energy. It's like you don't really have to say anything about that piece, whatever that is, whether it be a designer piece or just something that's really tailored to look good on you, or it's a key piece in something that I want to say it provides emotional maturity in conversation. So it doesn't have to be an item. There's something luxurious about somebody's energy or emotional state. I hope that made sense. But I had all of that information that came through with getting dressed up before. So there is something about having, whether it's a nice pair of boots or like a talking thing. You know what I mean? I saw a red hat before. It doesn't have to be expensive. It has to be maybe a conversation starter or something that you are really into and it's kind of like your thing. And when you talk about it, you're not just like, this is the designer, whatever I got on the whatever. It's not that kind of energy I'm getting. It's that there's something personal and emotional about it where it has value for you. And when you express your thoughts about it or how you acquired it or how you created it, because you have the Queen of Wands, this could be something she made. It somehow shines a light more on her skill or her personality or her expression somehow that is, it's like that glow when she walks in a room. Or provides the start to a conversation that brings back a lot of wisdom to begin something. I don't know why I see a lot of value in this situation. I feel like even if she comes in rags, there's something about with what she talks about or what she embodies that is absolutely high value. That's sort of what I see here. And that's not the typical message from this card. It's a energy thing. How she holds herself, how she is completely, I hear excited but authentic with what she talks about. There were so many messages that came through there. So let's do this. Let's do the sign of the times. Because I kept seeing, I don't know why I kept seeing that refrigerator in my head. And this is the deck that I thought of. So let's get one sign of the times, oracle message as the bridge. And then let's look at either the outside perspective or situation that you need to know about, possibly what's in the dark, or the energy of somebody else involved in the situation. So what is a message to clarify? 10 of Cups, 4 of Cups, Queen of Wands. Because I always see that 4 of Cups energy upside down as somebody turning their head, taking a sip of that offer, and it changes everything. It's like an instant switch up on board energy. I hear talking about themselves. There's a situation where somebody, I don't think that's this queen. I feel like whoever this queen is going to connect to or connected to was in a situation or was having a conversation. Now I'm kind of going back to that party scenario where somebody was just kind of like, now I see the luxury, kind of just talking about themselves, and it wasn't really impressive. And I feel like whatever conversation you, as this queen, or with this queen is having, is more like really cool questions. It's not just about her. She'll talk about herself, but she's just as interested in finding what somebody else is about as well. So I feel like her questions are really like, intriguing, almost making somebody go deep and like they're excited, like, ooh, that was a really good question. I never thought about that. Huh. And like, I feel like it's a back and forth, really cool, deep conversation. Even if part of it, she's talking about herself, I feel like it's really inspiring and interesting to someone else. And I feel like she kind of throws that ball back to someone else. I actually got a really cool image. I feel like there's a, it's kind of like this. I feel like there's a conversation going, and maybe somebody normally has like a tennis ball. Let's look at it like a tennis court, back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, or somebody held onto that tennis ball the whole time, never threw it back. But the conversation with this queen, it's like, oh yeah, let's play tennis. And she's, you know, tossing the tennis ball back and forth, and then all of a sudden she throws a watermelon. And you're like, whoa, what is that? And then she throws like an orange. And then she throws a beach ball. And you're just like, you don't really know what's going on, but you want to see what she's going to throw at you next. That was a really cool image to see. I liked that one. So tell us a little more. Tell us a message. Let's bridge this queen into the next question. So what is the bridge in between the 10 of Cups, the 4 of Cups, and the Queen of Wands? Please and thank you. It's communication. It's enlightenment. It's another lotus. You have all of this lotus energy. And you know what? The lotus comes, if right now there, that water looks pretty clear. But to me, when I look at that card, it does look like a filter. And the lotus comes out of a situation where it was muddy and weird, kind of dark, but out of that muddy situation, the most beautiful, strong flower just blossoms. So there's something about this filter coming on, maybe filtering out impurities. Focus on that late energy. I hear late-hearted, but there's something enlightening inside of this Queen of Wands, or that she is inspiring upon others, or one person specifically, or she is connected to somebody who's also enlightened. I saw that invite, right? Before, some kind of invite or invitation. But the letters could just be communication as well. But a letter looks like it's snail mail. So maybe something has been taking a long time to change or to be delivered. or it's about the slow delivery of a situation, not dishing it all out at once. Number 27 takes you to a 9, which is like almost completion. Let's go to the bridge. What did I use first? This one. So let's ask about who this queen is enlightened around, feels lit up by. I kind of feel like it's that enlightenment. Now I see that if somebody felt like she was too good to be true, I feel like part of this enlightenment is that she's even better than that. Like a reality check in the most beautiful way. Clarify who this queen is connected to, who you, since I asked, that was your energy. So if that queen is somebody you're focused on, then this one is going to be your energy. But let's see, whoever this queen is, what she needs to know about. That's enlightenment. That's judgment from the divine. This is really beautiful. Judgment is a really powerful message. It's where you're almost at that cycle of completion. It's where you have true inner knowing, self-realization on something you did or you didn't do, what you loved, and planted beautiful karmic seeds out in your life, and you see how you're going to continue that because it's bringing all of these blessings into your world, and you're so proud of yourself for continuing on and staying true to yourself, living your truth. And I see something coming true, a wish coming true, even though that's not typical with judgment. It is karmic cycles, but it's also anything that you mess up on his life. Nobody's perfect all the time. It's where you have a situation and then you think about it and you're like, oh, I would never want to repeat that again. And you learn the lesson, you're over the cycle, and you can release that negative pattern or that negative seed that got planted. It's like you get the chance to do the right things again and release anything that you weren't really cool about, either with someone else or yourself. So if it is boundaries, you set boundaries for yourself. Like, nope, that's a red flag, been through that situation. I'm going to see it from an enlightened perspective, recognize that not everybody learns their lessons, no judgment on that person's actions. It's just not for me. I'm going to take my enlightened ass and go somewhere else where I feel happy and good and vibrant around. And if this is releasing any kind of judgment on anyone else, it's just having that awareness that people mess up as well. And I feel like it's a really big forgiveness card. You hear the angel from above. It's like, now is the time. Now is the time, calling judgment on a situation, seeing the truth for what it is, and doing what you need to do to start to create those changes, first inside of you, and then it magnifies outside of you. This is being open to receive divine guidance. It could be where somebody judged, maybe that, what did I see before, the judging a book by its cover? Maybe somebody thought that she wasn't super intelligent because she's really beautiful, or thought because she's super intelligent and very like shy in her life that she couldn't be like amazing in a party and, you know, get dressed up and totally switch over how she normally is in her day-to-day situation. Or maybe because she's quiet and usually at her desk or just going to school, that she couldn't handle a huge project if she were given the opportunity. This is where somebody is completely in awe that somebody they thought couldn't do something all of a sudden is like blowing their mind. That's kind of what I'm getting. And it could also be where this queen is recognizing how even if somebody had some really rough cycles in their life, maybe that conversation has something to do with how going through past situations helped enlighten somebody's soul, aid in huge spiritual growth in their life, create gigantic changes that are lived and embodied, not just talked about. because that's where somebody's vibrations change. That's where somebody's life decisions change. Because this is between whoever this is and the divine. Between you and God. Between that person and God. It's not for anybody else to judge anyone else. We are all connected. We are all one. We are all beautiful children of God. Divine souls in a human body. And if you are here on earth, you know, even just to be on earth, you are automatically one of the, in my opinion, how I feel when I get that energy, you're one of the strongest souls in the universe, says. Because down here with such a dichotomy of energy and having to handle so many different things, and often if somebody goes through something difficult, not always, but often it is something that that soul signed up to go through, because I get that rubber band thing. So when you hold back a rubber band and you go way down into the depths of that dark energy and really get in there where you don't want to be, but you go through something, but you become conscious, you have self-awareness that that is not the right direction, or you're not going to repeat that karmic cycle that was generational, or because you experienced something that was so weird or so not you or so not where you want to be, when you release it, when you let it go, and you make the conscious choice to go towards that light, and you are back there and you let go, you catapult into spirituality. It's not just like, oh, I'm getting my slow enlightenment in life, going through experiences. Sometimes it's those hard experiences. You choose, you go back, or, you know, and once you're there and you let it go, think of how far it goes and so much faster. If you're a soul down here, this is like the graduation of souls. It's difficult on earth. It ain't easy, but it's a gift and it's beautiful. And I feel like there's something with somebody's soul just catapulting forward. But I do feel like it's because you or someone else went through some shit. And I feel like at that time, it didn't feel good. But there's something about recognizing an opportunity when it's being presented to you, because it's meant for you. So let's continue. Clarify. Wow, these messages are kind of big today. Big messages today. All right, I want to clarify judgment. Clarify judgment. I'm going to show you this card. I feel like she's got a little side boob I might have to cover. Look at all the energy. There's also something about being protected with that spiritual fire by that angel. And there's something about standing up there. I did say something before about being placed on a pedestal. Maybe go back to that part of the reading. I don't know exactly what I said. And I feel like there's something here about whoever this is you're connecting to, or you, living their truth, opening up to whatever lessons come through and making absolutely the best and having absolute gratitude for all of those lessons, because they're all lessons for the soul. And because I feel like there's something amazing in store for you coming, or in store for this person coming. Being open. All right, let's see. There's something about choice, and I'm not sure what that is. Tell us about judgment, please. What do we need to know about judgment? Tell us about judgment. We got another queen. Queen of Cups. Maybe this is somebody who's balanced between fire and water, spirit and the ethereal realm, intuition, emotions. Maybe this queen is connecting to this queen. whatever I said before, when somebody walks up and they feel weird because attention was going towards somebody else, but then once somebody maybe releases judgment and actually gets past the cover of the book, whatever it is, and into the depth of somebody's soul, because she's fire, she's spirit. I feel like that's somebody coming around and connecting to somebody, like doing a full 180. I'm getting that people that maybe didn't initially groove with you because they didn't really know you, totally grooving with you. Or this could have been an instant chemistry or instant friendship. It could also be where somebody was in that energy of fire, but now tapping into being emotionally vulnerable, emotionally sensitive. If somebody had their heart closed off, this is somebody opening up their heart. If somebody was not comfortable expressing their truth or how they really felt, this is somebody gaining more confidence in their feels. It's usually a water sign. She's really intuitive. She's like Venus. I sort of feel like there's something, because this is the queen that is so beautiful and she's so loving and she's so giving, but she can be an overgiver. She has that unconditional love in her heart, but sometimes she loves so hard and so much that she doesn't receive all that she deserves. She doesn't fill up her own cup because she's overgiving to everyone else. Or it could be because she's so sensitive, she has been hurt in a way, or she's just not going to open up her emotions again. She's not going to do it. She doesn't want to be hurt again. She feels too much. She cries too deeply. And she would rather just be stable in her own energy or where she's used to than open up truly. I feel like this is somebody opening up their heart again and or inspiring somebody else to open up their heart. Let's ask. I'm going to stay with the same tarot deck. And I want to ask what the bridge between the two queens is. It could also be the same queen, this feminine energy, but different sides or different situations in her life. You know, this could be somebody that in her career, in her creativity, in her overall life where she's living her truth, she feels pretty good, but maybe she always has weird situations happening when it comes to love. It could be where she's always in the position where love comes to her really easy. She can express her emotions, but there's other areas of her life where maybe she lacks some confidence or felt uninspired at times. Let's ask. Clarify the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups. What is the bridge between them? The bridge between, you have the Eight of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles. So this is where somebody is being enlightened and figuring out how they could have kept themselves in a cage by closing off their heart, or they could have kept themselves in a cage by not acting on their talents or their ideas or what they were inspired by or what excited them in life. And that was putting them in the situation where in their mindset, they believed they couldn't grow. In their mind, they thought that they couldn't get out of a situation where they felt trapped, where they felt judged, where they were told they can't move, they can't go in that direction. That'll never happen to you. But I feel like this was maybe inspired by past situations where maybe they were told that, bullied a little, but I feel like this is more self-talk. And I feel like that's being changed, or that's what has changed over this enlightenment. Because even in this card here, that person is absolutely not even caged in. They're just swords on that side and that side. She can't see where she's going, and she is a little bit restricted, but she has all the swords she needs. She could just kind of like go like this and, you know, unhinge herself if she needs to. She can use her ears and her other senses to walk towards that noise or you know, feel where the water is with her bare feet. She goes backwards and she bumps into a sword. Oh, no, that's not the direction. But if she goes backwards and bumps into the sword and said, oh my gosh, there must be swords everywhere. I'm not even going to move. I'm not going to move. I'm not going to move. I have to stay here. All she has to do is move forward. There's nothing caging her in. She just has to believe she can walk in a different direction. It could also be where she's walking away from a certain kingdom. She's going into new territory. It's just changing your mindset to telling yourself you can't have love, you know, you can't get out of that karmic cycle because that always happens to me. Why does that, and you know, that always comes into my life and then I'm right back where I was. Well, no, not if you tell yourself you're not. And not if you have the recognition to be thankful for those big lessons so you can go a different direction by choice. Or somebody that maybe had all the confidence in the world and then had closed door after closed door after closed door. So maybe she's just not good enough. Maybe her talent doesn't shine enough. Maybe all that, you know, time putting into self-care or whatever, even though she feels inspired, maybe she kept getting knocked down and her ego got deflated and now she feels like she's not good enough. Now she believes that. This is redirecting all of those thoughts to belief, to hope, to faith, to a knowing, and out of that lack mentality, because it's going to take you towards independence, wealth. I saw all that luxury energy, right? That's this. But this is somebody that deserves what they have. The 9 of Pentacles. Look at, she got that bird out there. Even that bird is hard to take care of. It's also probably pretty strong. She got to have a big old glove on. So it's not necessarily a sweet bird. You know, she still takes care of it. But this is somebody that worked really hard to plant those seeds, to build her own house, to sew her own dress. You know, and there's something about all of those grapes, which are abundance. Grapes are also celebration. Grapes are also communication. And this is somebody who has been gifted. Maybe I'm even getting maybe some alone time. Maybe they haven't had a relationship or a family or something like that for a while. Or maybe they always had to go by everyone else's opinions on what family or friends or soul family is. And this is somebody who enjoys their alone time. This is somebody who has been gifted some time to figure out who they really are, what really inspires them and makes them excited, what really nourishes their heart and their soul with love, and then puts energy into all of those extremes and builds. Sometimes I see the 9 of Pentacles upside down as somebody who spends a lot of alone time together, a little like the hermit. They have this beautiful backyard and they have to have someone over for a picnic other than just our bird. But if this is somebody who is the other way, you can see it upside down. It's somebody who has all the fanciest things and somebody else worked really hard for her to have that, and she never had that time to be in true appreciation for how hard somebody else worked for the value of what she has in her life or his life. Somebody who has been gifted all of the best things in life, and then they go out there and they judge somebody else's sneakers or their fake purse. That's not a real Prada. That's definitely, you know, that would definitely bought down in Canal Street. And doesn't get to know who that person is. Maybe that would be her best friend. Maybe that person can't afford the real Prada, but maybe her soul's, I get ideas, or experiences, or her personality, or that cool conversation would never have been had somebody just judged that somebody didn't have, you know, they must come from a different class or a different neighborhood or a different whatever, and never get to know someone that might be her bestie. It's also where if somebody is upside down like that, Her besties are probably people around her that just want to be around her to hang out in her cool backyard, swim in the pool, you know, and kind of be the first one at the VIP party because she knows the DJ, but not really her true friend. They're there because of that luxury, that stuff, to be seen, to be cool, but not out of truth. There's something here about somebody recognizing somebody's truth and value, and that doesn't have to do with what you have on the outside. And yet what you have on the outside is deserved when, I don't know, when it's like your true expression. It's this weird conundrum I'm getting today. Like there's nothing wrong with having things that have monetary value and luxury. It's the intention behind it. I hope that made sense. I'm going to continue because there are really different messages today. Let's see. It's all about how you judge it or don't judge it. It's to not really judge it. Because it's also the opposite. Somebody that has it all might be the coolest person you ever met. I see the opposite now. I actually see somebody who maybe was gifted a lot of luxury in their life. They didn't, you know, really have it hard, like maybe somebody else. And yet their soul knew there was more. And I see somebody with a really kind heart that actually uses their position, whatever that is, whether it just be that they're really popular and they know all the right people, or they actually have an influential position. I looked at that exactly at 5151, to help others get out of situations where they felt trapped or stuck in a mindset. Where I'm getting like, I heard entrepreneur, but I feel like there's something that has to do with volunteering, gifts, philanthropy. But I see it that like maybe this is the energy or the base foundation situation of somebody's environment. I actually see somebody going to another country and like really just living in a totally different environment, helping everybody because they can, but not giving off any of that energy of entitlement at all. Like they actually want that opposite experience in their life to really recognize what it's like not behind the perfect white picket fence of Hollywood. I don't know what I'm seeing right now, but I feel like that is a beautiful soul. Either way. Whether it's the one that has everything or the one that has nothing yet has it all. I hope that made sense. Interesting messages today. Huh. All right, let's get one from this. I want to do an overall now. I was doing each one, but you know, I go with the flow and things start going different directions. So what is an overall message to know? Please and thank you. Yeah, that's exactly what I was just talking about. You got the 10 of Pentacles. That's legacy. You have these two 10s here, and these are the best 10s. You have this abundance, happily ever after, ... And now you have this legacy, wealth. But it's what wealth is to each individual. Because I see that wealth, yeah, it can be a lot of coins. It could be an entrepreneur. But what if it's wealth in health and happiness? What if it's wealth in expansion and enlightenment? What if it's wealth in the beautiful people you vibrate with that believe in you and want to see you succeed in whatever it is you feel is your legacy? Whatever it is that is your truth. Because that wealth card can be very heavy if it's just about the big coins. But when you tap into the energy, you see how that shape, that's like, I'm getting like the tree of life. And I saw the tree before, right? I'm getting a little Kabbalah energy with this. It's that evolution of spirit going through different circumstances, different lessons. There's something rooted at the top here in communication, though. It's this kind of a Virgo energy. It's abundance. It's opening your arms to receive everything you deserve and then some. You have to, you went from the 9 to the 10. You have to believe that that abundance is out there. The universe, God wants you to be abundant, wants you to be successful, wants you to have stability in your life and have more than you know what to do with. But when you have more than you know what to do with, do you give back? Do you get to give back in whatever way that is? Whether it's giving back, I actually see financial education to some people that never were given that education. They just don't know how to spend money or how to budget things. That little education or an opportunity for someone to get some stability can make all the difference in somebody's life. Some people are gifted that education, some people are not. I kind of feel like at least in America here, that is not something they teach in school. You know, maybe the basics in mathematics, but they don't teach you how to acquire wealth. A lot of things that are taught are how to follow, you know. It's not abundant mindset, it's lack mentality and fear that a lot of people are taught. Just look at the news. What to be scared of today, you know? So I feel like there's something here about where you place your focus on the information, you feed your soul. Because if you're around people that are in that vibration and always worried and, you know, I don't know, I'm just kind of getting weird energies where it kind of puts a fear-based energy or a lack-based energy or something like that, where you always have to need something to get something. You know, it feels artificial. There's something about nurturing your soul with the true love of your heart and like this vibration that feels right in your spirit. Something that brings that energy of abundance overall in your life with this wealth energy. Then there's something about having what you desire and what you need and getting to use it. I always see that. I don't know why I always see the boat. I always see a boat in a garage with this card. Like you go out and you're like, oh, I have the biggest speedboat ever. It's so amazing. Yeah, you could totally take it out in the lake or out in the ocean one time. And then they never take it out of the garage to the point where like the trailer wheels are deflated. You know, they take it out like once. But they talk about it more than they actually use the thing that they work so hard to talk about having, instead of having the experience with the thing. It's not the thing, that's just a neutral thing. We don't take the things with us. We take those experiences. So it's something about the value of experience, the value of friendship, soul family, the value of your soul's enlightenment, and the value in starting to recognize opportunities when it's presented to you by God, to look for them, to look forward to them, to know that they are coming. And when they come, you open your arms like that boy and you say, thank you for that opportunity. I'm going to give it a go. See where it takes me. Because sometimes it's just that hallway. You know, it takes you to a hallway. You're like, I didn't come here to be in a hallway, man. But it's that hallway that has the next open door that you go through that room. Maybe takes you to another hallway. But you follow where it feels like light. It feels like that energetically is through that door. When you follow that joy, even if that's going to take you down a totally different path later on in life, you follow that joy, you follow that enthusiasm. That is where your destiny, your legacy opens up. If you were getting by, working hard, in this energy, wanting to show off to anyone else, but you're never really enjoying. You're always going to feel like your cage, your mind is stuck. How many people go to work every single day and really don't like the environment, don't enjoy what they do, don't get excited to wake up? And it can be that you hold on to something that's making you feel secure. But if that's not really inspiring your soul, what can you do anywhere else in your life? It doesn't have to be switching careers and going off to discover the world. You know, you want to be realistic, keep your stability, but if you have nothing that you wake up and you feel enlightened about or excited about, what is one thing that interests you? What's one thing that kind of takes you down the rabbit hole? You had a conversation with this cool chick one time and she sort of opened you up to that door of, maybe I'd join the gym, cool people there, or there's a book club over there. You know, you like to read books. Oh, you should join that book club. You should try that thing. They're really cool over there. I heard about that, or I saw a flyer. And that pops up. That might be the first hallway. Maybe you'll really like it, and that's your room of more opportunities that open up. I don't know why I actually see somebody like doing I actually see a book where you talk about a book you read, but I actually see somebody communing with people online about that. Maybe it starts local, but I feel like something grows somehow. Whew, so many messages came through here. It was like download, download, download. I feel so thankful, but sometimes so many mixed messages come in. I just hope it was helpful for you guys. So let's push my mess over there. And I've had this here. I did feel like I wanted to start the reading with the mystery deck, and you can see how it flowed today. So let's get a message or two at the end of this reading that would be helpful. What are some extra bonus messages for the collective today? Please and thank you. That it's all about divine. Of course it's this one. That it's divine timing. This is releasing control, that something has to be a certain narrative happening in a certain way, you know, by the plans. This is releasing the plans. This is releasing the need to always know. This is releasing yourself to bigger energies and putting that energy into what you can do with the time that you have, with the day that you are in, with being in the moment, because the time is an illusion. There's not really the future. There's not really the past. You have right now. Now is the energy where your inner world is a reflection on your outer world and how your outer world happens for tomorrow. So divine timing is happening to get you in the proper position, to help you have the special growth and lessons you need to be at the right place in the right timing when something is meant for you. Because sometimes I see that as something is meant to happen. You may have had a little, you know, I hear detour for a little while to help you feel a little bit more enlightened, maybe go on some side roads, meet some new, I accidentally Freudian slipped eat. There's something about food and I don't know what that is, but meet some different people, give you some new ideas, because there's sometimes it has to do with other people's free will or a position being, you know, orchestrated for you, but it has to be in the right time where it's ready for you to be there. You're not going to miss an opportunity that was meant for you. And if it has to do with your legacy, you're here on free will. So if your legacy is to be a ... whatever it is that you feel is the calling in your soul, there are an abundance, you know, a universe of possibilities for that situation to come through in your life. Maybe there are different branches on that same tree, but the internal situation or the lesson involved or the expression of what that is remains the same. I hope that made sense. Sort of like if your soul is meant, I saw that, like as somebody as in philanthropy or making changes in the world. Well, think of all the different countries, all the different towns you could do it, or within your city that you could do that same mission. I kind of get a missionary or mission work. Think of all the different subjects you could be helping with. You could be helping with education. You could be helping with anything in the medical field or healing. You could be helping build somebody's house after some weird weather or destruction, or providing food, or building a school, or I see somebody playing music. There's so many different ways of helping in a community, and then the whole world of possibilities and how you could do it, but you're still doing that innate thing of helping. Maybe the people you meet along the way inspire you to different hallways of how you could provide your services, or provide your loving heart, or provide that inspiration to the world. And that might change throughout your life, but you're still on that path. Hope that made sense. This is a deep one today. Let's get another message for you guys. And that's your message. Love. Love is the key. It's such a high vibration, along with authenticity. Just express that love. Follow the love. Show love. Live that energy of love. And always come back to love. I feel like love is going to guide you. Self-love. You know, it's also that energy where if you have this unconditional love towards anybody, I always like to add that little message. If you feel unconditional love towards someone and you know, truly want the happiness for them in their life, whether they're with you or not. But if there's anybody in your life you unconditionally love, but they are not healthy for you, it's having that enlightened energy that you can unconditionally love somebody from a distance. I just heard Bette Midler. I don't even know if any other music came through. From a distance there. I don't even know how it goes. I just got that part. This harmony. Let's get you one more. I don't want that to be the last one, so I'm going to pull another one, but that message did come through. I did say something about somebody feeling entitled. Just love. Everyone's lessons are different. Maybe this entitlement is a lesson somebody is learning. Maybe you're the one that's going to show them a different way to see something. Maybe that person doesn't learn that lesson even in this lifetime, but they have other ones they're going to learn. I'm not getting that that is your energy. I don't think that you feel entitled at all. I kind of feel like you felt really strong, and it's almost like the opposite. You had to go through such hard things in your life. But maybe that's also how you feel about someone else. Maybe you judge someone. You thought because they were like this and that they were just entitled. They just got it all, but maybe you don't know the hardships that somebody else actually had to go through in their life. Maybe somebody that presents themselves pristine to the nines. Maybe they lost loved ones in their life. You know, maybe they were ridiculed or bullied as a kid. Maybe they didn't have a happy home life. Or maybe they had a lot of pressure on them all of the time, even though they were, you know, always the perfect family out in the public. You don't know what somebody went through. You can only ever be in your shoes. But I feel like some of you are getting the gift to see a little peek at what it's like maybe in somebody else's shoes. Because with that, this Queen of Confidence or this one in confidence, and the Queen of Cups. There's something about somebody feeling more comfortable being emotionally vulnerable around a certain person. And I feel like that's around you. You know, if you feel like you're on the merry-go-round, going through the daily grind, and that plastic energy, porcelain energy is starting to feel a little bit boring, I always get the, it's time to get on a stallion, time to go out there and, you know, get off the merry-go-round, leave the amusement park, and expand. Maybe some of you are going to get a message in a song. I'm just going to keep going because we got a long reading. You send a message in a song, you're going to hear a message that's specifically for you in a song, or a song. I feel like some of you might write too. Also, I said something before about your vibes. You know, what you nourish yourself with. Music's very powerful. So, maybe pay attention. I'm just getting, especially right now, with the type of music that you allow in your vibration. I feel like there needs to be a focus on it being high vibration, uplifting, inspiring. Not that there's anything wrong with a good old sad song, because sad song can get you to work out some stuck emotions, and tears are very healing. But there's something about you switching up your energy with your music. I'm getting not really sad, but if it's anger or cheap, that was really weird. If it sounds cheap, like if somebody's just really, I'm kind of getting really in the 3D earth, you know, the whole music industry, what they have, the money they flash, what you don't have, bitch this, bitch that, whatever, like that kind of stuff. Even though, you know, I like all kinds of music. There's something about, I don't know, energy being a little bit off and kind of bringing you down, I think, more than you know. I just feel like you need to turn off some of the music. Or listen to something you never thought you'd listen to. I'm actually getting classical for some of you. I know that's really different, but I see like Schubert. I don't know what about Schubert. I hear Vivaldi, Mozart. Those are the ones I'm getting. Let's get one more. Just know you're blessed with gifts. Gifted. Spiritual gifts. Opportunity. That's a gift. People that are going to be coming in your life and that you already have. Talents that you know about and you have to utilize because you have those talents to inspire the world. Even if it's just to make somebody happy because you're funny, or make somebody happy because you play the guitar amazing, and you're getting somebody off the merry-go-round of their life, and you are that person that can inspire someone else. Also, this is where some of you have gifts in your soul, deep inside of you, that you go through a couple of open doors. You're going to, later in life, figure out that you didn't even know you were amazeballs at that, and that feels like something you were meant to do. Some of us have these blessings that come in our life out of nowhere, in the middle of our life, at the, you know, towards the end, after how many cycles you've had, like, went through, 40 something years, didn't even know I could do that. That would be cool. You never know. It's never too late to discover new things about yourself. This is one of those readings. So with this, I bid you adieu. I really appreciate you being here with me today. I hope, as you're enlightened, I hope something that came through in this reading felt inspiring to you. And I just want to say thank you for also inspiring others, because I feel like that's what you're doing, even if it's just example. Thank you, because even if it's just a couple of people, you know, a couple of us can inspire a couple more people, and then they can share that love with others. And eventually that light counteracts, takes away shadows, provides self-empowerment to others, to question things, to think differently, to be authentic, to live their truth, to have spiritual growth, to all connect, to see the beautiful soul in everybody, in the humanity. And with that, I bid you adieu. Thank you for being here. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thank you, my friend. I love you.